So y'all, back for another AC Sports Entertainment. I'm doing the post-game coverage of, the Cowboys 35-17 win against the New York Giants. The New York stinking Giants. Let me say that again. The New York stinking Giants. So, man, it feels good to start off a season with a win. It's just a feeling that just is great. It's just like the rest of your week, starting to coming for this week, is just going to be great. So I just want to just jump right into it. So like I said, you guys, 35-17 win against the New York stinking Giants. Man, we played an incredible game on offense, and then we did a good job on defense too. Held them to 17 points. It was really 10, but like I said, it was just garbage time, a garbage yards, and the garbage touchdown. So I really counted 35-10, but it was just a lot to get into, a lot of positives to take away from this. Yes, we had some improvements. Any game, I don't care if it's a 59-10 blowout win with the Ravens like they did, but there's always room for improvement. It's week 1 of the season. Things can change and go south the next week. I'm not hoping for that, but that's just how the NFL sometimes works. That's just how sports is. But let's just jump right into it. So, the positives, let me give congratulations to Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, in his first ever, job as offensive coordinator, and his first official game. He did an excellent job for the way that he did the design runs. He put Dak Prescott in the best possible positions to, to play to his strengths. And that's the main thing you have to do as an offensive coordinator. Tailor the offense to the quarterback for his strengths and make him as comfortable as possible. Do different formations, kind of do some different screens, put the running back in the slot sometimes, have some pre-snap motions, and you just saw different kind of things that we haven't seen since 2016. That was the last time I seen the offense look that good and be so smooth. In 2016, Dak and Zeke's rookie year. That was the last time I seen this offense just really, in each phase of the game, all 4 quarters, that just really, move down the field like that. We didn't kick not one field goal. We didn't set up for not one field goal this entire game. All of our scoring opportunities came on touchdowns. And, after that first drive, we just marched right down the field, and we had 5 straight touchdowns. Then after that, that's when we start punting the ball. It's because, you don't want to get your players hurt. You don't want to just start, after that, you got a big lead like that, just start throwing the ball all over the place, and you start getting turnovers. And then, now the Giants get more confidence, and they start coming back. So, because we done had plenty of times that happened in the past, with Jason Garrett teams back in 2013, and against the Packers up 26-3, and we kept throwing the ball, and we ended up blowing that game. And then the same against the Lions in 2011 when we was up 27-3, and we blew that game, kept throwing the football. So I'm just glad that once we got a comfortable lead, Jason Garrett said, okay, let's go ahead and pull Dak, put Cooper Rush in, and let's just run the clock out. And so I just want to first give congratulations to Kellen Moore. So big ups to you, Kellen Moore. I'm expecting big things. I know this is the first week. It's a lot, like you said, a lot more improvement to do. So I just hope that we continue to see these different kinds of looks throughout the season. Because, some of these defensive coordinators pretty soon going to looking at these game tapes, and they're going to start looking and seeing different kind of things that you've done. So, like I said, I'm hoping to see a lot more throughout the season. But I just want to give a special congratulations to you, Kellen Moore. Now, next, Mr. Dak Dakota Prescott finished with 25 of 32, 405 yards, and 4 touchdowns. What more can you ask for the guy? All you Dak haters out there who are always, Dak, he doesn't throw the ball past 10 yards, and, most of his yards are, when a receiver's running downfield, short yardage. Man, Dak balled today. You saw him just kill the Giants defense across the middle of the field, with Jordan on the first touchdown, and then, Cooper over the top, Randall Cobb, 20 to 30 yards. So all his touchdowns, except the Jason Witten when he rolled out, all his touchdowns were 20-plus yards. So cut this crap with all this Dink and Dak, where Dak can't throw the football. He's not accurate enough. And I don't care talking about, everybody already knows the Giant defense, but like you said, everyone's in the NFL. In the NFL, anyone can beat you any given Sunday. So I don't want to hear this crap about, it's just the Giants, because look how the Giants came out on the first drive, and everybody got a little worried when the Giants came down. They marched down the field and scored on their first possession. We thought, oh shit, here we go again. So don't give me this crap about it's just the Giants, because like I said, the Giants still came out and played hard. We just wanted it more. It's the NFL. Any team can beat you. So cut this crap. So congratulations, Mr. Dak Prescott. Like I said, he's really driving that price up. He's showing Jerry Jones the money signs. Hey, man, what else do you want me to do, man? I came out there. I was at camp every practice. I didn't hold out. And I put on this performance week 1. And I'm going to go out here and do the same thing again next week. So we'll be talking about, am I going to get my 35 to 40 million or what? That's what he's telling Jerry Jones. So, Cooper's also too. Another one, next one, Amari Cooper. He spent all off season nursing a foot injury, and he showed no signs of, that foot. I know he had 2, key drops. It was a drop on the first down. I think it was in the first possession, and then I think he was over the middle and he dropped the key one on the third down. So, but other than that, Cooper had a great game. Had a 21-yard touchdown over the top, down the field. Dak Prescott. So he showed that, he's still worth that first round pick. And then, man, one of the most humble and one of the most just guys that just go about his business, not a lot of talking, just goes to practice and just goes into the game ready to work, is Michael Gallup. So give it up for Michael Gallup, y'all. So whoever put Michael Gallup on your fantasy teams, you guys are smart. That guy right there, man, he just so smooth. He just goes about his business. It's just, you get to see the growth in that young man. Last year, he had some growing pains, catching the football. You could just tell that he was hitting that had that rookie wall those first 8 weeks of the season. And you kind of start seeing towards the end of last year, he kind of started coming on more. Even in the playoff game against the Rams, he finished off the season pretty well. And you just see in him in off season, every day you just saw him and Dak just working on that deep ball, working on different kinds of passes. So that you see that hard work in the off season really just paying off. And you just see how those two are just real comfortable. You get to see Dak before Gallup even makes his move. Dak's already know, okay, he's my guy. Let me get the ball out to him. Like, you just saw that ball, just everything Dak was throwing out was just in front of the receiver. A lot of times Dak, throughout his 3 seasons, Dak had a tendency of kind of throwing behind the receiver. Or the receiver had to kind of adjust. You saw this game, every catch was in front. And you just saw on that 65-yard touchdown, not touchdown, but 65-yard catch by Gallup, that ball was right in front. Gallup snatched that ball and just ran right upfield. So I'm real proud of Michael Gallup and the growth and the confidence that he has really, done really put forward to in his second season. Honestly, if he keeps going at this pace, man, him and Cooper are going to be both 2 Cowboys receivers with 1,000-yard season. You can book that, man. You just saw how they just looked comfortable catching the football. They would win their one-on-one matchups, and they just look real comfortable. You could just tell the comfortability between Dak and all the receivers. Even though Dak and Cooper missed most of training camp, they just still picked up where they left off, because of it last year. They kind of got in the rhythm last year. And then you also see Randall Cobb. You didn't see much of him in the preseason, but you just see how you just saw that veteran savviness of him. On that play, how he just shoved the guy, said, get out of my way. He just said he wasn't going down without a fight. And if that was Cole Beasley would have got tackled right then and there, because Cole Beasley doesn't have that toughness about him. Cobb is a veteran. He has that toughness, and he still got that shiftiness and that speed. And as I said, if Cobb could just stay healthy, he is going to be a very, very, very valuable part to this offense as well. So he did a good job, showing as a Cowboy, his first touchdown. And then Blake freaking Jarwin. That is your new Dallas Cowboys tight end. I believe, after this year, Witten's going to be gone. He's going to enjoy this year, but this is last year. And then Jarwin is going to be your future tight end for the future. He's going to just follow right behind Jason Witten's wings. Like I said, with more playing time, this kid here can stretch the field. And like I said, if you want your offense to open up, really, it's not just the wide receivers. You have to have that tight end that can go downfield and carry those safeties, carry those linebackers downfield. That way, if you want to dump it off to Zeke, you want to dump it off the Tony Pollard, you want to, do the short and underneath intermediate routes to Witten or, to Cooper and pick up those first downs. You have to have that tight end that can carry those linebackers and safeties down the field, man. And you just saw how Jarwin, on that first touchdown of the game, he was wide open down the field because he's just such a mismatch. He's very athletic. That's not, Witten's game. Witten wasn't much of a threat down the field early in his career, even in his younger days, because he didn't have that quickness or that speed to do so. Now you see Witten, he's more taking on that role, more in the red zone, 5 yards, in the red zone like he did on that touchdown pass. That's where he's at in his game, at the point of his career. And that's where he's going to be more valuable, in the red zone, where we struggled at last year. That's why they brought Witten back. But Jarwin is going to be the guy on 3rd and longs, 2nd and longs, and, 1st and long situations where he's going to be the one stretching down the field. And you saw like that, you just see how he's know how to find those creases in the offense. And so, like I said, so big ups to those guys on offense, you guys, with just how Kalen Moore just really made it simple. He just simplified their game plan for the offense where they could just go in and just play football. They didn't have to think too much. They didn't have to worry about, the same stuff being ran over and over like last year, stop and go routes, comeback routes. You didn't see none of those those same stop at the 1st yard mark and comeback routes. You didn't see none of that crap like that Scott Linehan was doing. Man, corners and safeties was sitting on those routes every single time last year. Because it was predictability. This week, Giants didn't know who to guard. Giants didn't know who to stop. They didn't know which gaps to fill because Kellen Moore did so many pre-snap movements. And that's what you have to do to give your offense different looks. So, big ups to the offense and to everything that the offense do. They just hope that this carries over, to next week in week 2 when they travel to D.C. and play the Washington stinking Redskins. So now let's go to the defense. I was a little bit disappointed at first, with how the defense was kind of playing, tackling-wise on that first drive and the first couple of drives. They were kind of, it's kind of like, they were kind of, had to really focus. They had to kind of, settle down a bit. I think they was kind of hyped up, being at home, but like I said, sometimes you have to wake up. Sometimes you need the other team to score on you to kind of, get you back focused. And I think that's what happened. You kind of saw early on, Vander Esch, he was kind of missing tackles, missing gaps. Jeff, he kind of took a wrong angle on that Saquon Barkley long touchdown run. So you kind of saw a little bit of, I don't want to say rustiness, but you kind of saw a little bit like lack of focus, lack of concentration on the first couple of drives of the defense. But what I really saw out there, the strength of the defense today was the secondary. Secondary didn't really give up many yards. Yes, the 3rd and 4th quarter, Eli Manning was padding his stats. Like I said, because you want to give up no big pass play down the field. So that really don't matter. But when it really was tight, the secondary didn't give up nothing. And Byron Jones didn't even start the game. But Jordan Lewis and Awuzie started in the secondary. And back there with Heath and Woods. And those guys did a great job of not giving up big plays. Honestly, I know Byron Jones had a big year last year. But honestly, the guy who's going to really surprise you and be the best corner out there, the starting corner is going to be Chidobe Awuzie. I feel like this guy right here, his first year, his rookie year, he played in half of the games. He was in and out of games, dealing with a hamstring injury. His second year was actually his first year actually starting. In the first 8 weeks, he kind of struggled. Because like you said, this is his first time ever starting a full season. So he still had to get acclimated. And then now I think his 3rd season, because in the training camp, he was balling. He was giving the receivers fits. And you saw how this game, he really wasn't giving them much coverage. He wasn't giving up a lot of space. He was right there with his receivers. And I really think he's going to be the best corner on this team. I bet you. Everybody talk about Byron Jones and, with the year he had yesterday, but the guy's not a playmaker. I think Woods is going to be the guy who's going to be the playmaker. He's going to be the guy who's not going to give up yards. He's going to be the guy that's going to surprise other people and not really people are talking about. And do y'all see Jordan Lewis? The dog. Jordan Lewis was out there. Every time I see it, for some reason, like every play that was thrown his way, the ball was getting batted down. And he was making every single tackle. He was coming up there on the line of scrimmage making tackles. He's the shortest guy out there. That's why I say I understand Chris Shaw. I understand you like your big, long, tall corners. And you kind of say size matters. But when you have a guy like that, who wants to be a physical tackle, who's sticking his nose out there every time Saquon Barkley gets the ball, and he's out there in on there as your corner, your smallest corner out there, and he's making a tackle, play that man. Give him all the snaps that he needs. Because Anthony Brown is good, but he's too inconsistent for me. Like, he make one good play here, then you see him, he get behind the defense, or he miss a tackle, he throw a shoulder out there. Jordan Lewis, every time, even he saved the touchdown on there too in the red zone. It was a sure touchdown, but he came in the last minute and batted the ball down. And I saw him bat another ball on the sideline, towards the sideline. You just saw him out there making plays. He wasn't giving the receiver any room, and he was in there making tackles. You have to play your guys like that, regardless of their measurables, regardless of their height and their speed. If the guy's a football player, he's out there making plays, you play that guy. So that's why I said Chris Richard is going to really have to make a decision. If Anthony Brown continues to be inconsistent and he's giving up plays and not really making the tackles, and you got this other guy, every time he comes in and plays snaps, he's making plays, you have to kind of make, kind of shake some things up, make a little bit of changes. So I was very impressed with the secondary and how those guys were not really giving them much room. Xavier Woods was out there hitting guys across the middle. On the first play of the game, of the Giants' possession, Xavier Woods props up and calls a fumble to Saquon Barkley. Sadly, we didn't recover the fumble. But you just saw him. He out there shooting the gap and out there putting a hit on somebody laying the woods. So I just saw the secondary out there being very aggressive. And that's who really surprised me, and really, to me, out of all the units on the defense, really played the best. D-Law, it got out there on the strip sack. He always clowns Eli and say, he's going to eat Eli alive. He ready for sacks. He always kind of jokes about Eli. But he got him a sack. He got him a forced fumble, and he recovered the fumble. So he made 3 plays all in one drive. So collectively, it was an awesome job by the offense and the defense. Yes, it's a lot of things to clean up. Yes, we had our, chance at more turnovers. Vander Esch had the opportunity at the interception. He tipped his fingers. And also Xavier Woods had another, went right through his hands. So we have to get better as far as turnovers and kind of start and do a better job this season on the defense, is starting out fresh, starting out good, not behind. So I'm just glad, we kind of got things together as the game went on. So I'm very impressed with this Cowboys win. And so, like I said, we're going to get ready for week 2 against the stinking Redskins. They played good today. They played good, started out good in the first half. They kind of started letting the Eagles get hot, and, they end up losing that game 32-27. So we're going to go travel to stinking Redskins country, and we're going to see how the Cowboys are going to handle the road. So that's all I got for you guys today with this post-game coverage. This is Alec Cash of AC Sports Entertainment. You guys follow me on Twitter at CashSports_23. On Instagram, at my main page is CashAlec_23. And then I have my own business page with AC Sports_Entertainment. So this is all I have for you guys. And I'll see you guys later this week. Peace.